I want to tell you something. If you get the chance in life to listen to older people talk, and listen, there's some old foolish people. Don't get me wrong. Not every person that walks that is older is got wisdom. Okay, there's a lot of foolish older people. They really are. They've ruined their lives. They've gotten foolish in how they've done things. I'm not saying that in all cases, but I've learned a lot from men who have not been foolish in life and tried to do what was right. And and I thank them for that. Tell you. My son works in a prison, and he oftentimes tells me, Dad, I've talked to a lot of those prisoners, and a lot of them never had a father. They never had somebody to help them in life. There we go. We getting our ears done. And I tell you what, I understand. And my son works in a federal prison where there's some bad people. There's some guys that were even in the mafia. There was a guy that was in one of his prisons that was actually in the original Costa Nostra, and he's talked to a lot of them. He's internal affairs now, but he was a guard when he started out. And a lot of them really like to talk. And most of them did not have a figure in their lives to help them. And it's sad. It's a very, very sad thing. And as my son said, a lot of those men are very, very smart. They really are. And he said if they could have used that smartness to do good in life, then no telling how far they could have gone. But they took the criminal element, and that's where they ended up. Sad. Okay, got a little ears. Come down on this ear a little bit. All right. Now let's see. Just working that nose a little bit. There we go. And let's go ahead and do our age lines right in here. Let's make him happy, okay? Let's make him a little happy guy, not a sad guy. And on each side we cut our age lines. Okay? And we're going to make a little happy guy out of him. We're going to let's just cut it like this. How's that? And make another little cut like this. I've talked to so many men who did not have a father that could have helped them in life, and it's very sad. And there are a lot of my grandchildren are now dealing with that situation. Not with my son, but I mean, it's just very hard to make a lot of women understand. That's why it's so important. Oh gosh, and I know it's prevalent not to divorce if you have to. So hard on kids and so hard on their lifestyle. Am I preaching again? Oh, I've seen it so much. I was very fortunate that I was able to raise my stepdaughters before their mother decided to walk out one day, and because of that, they call me their dad. They still call me dad because I've raised them since they were 6 years old, and so it's been a blessing. God has been a blessing to me to have that choice to have a stepdaughters and a son. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in here. This part in here, as we say. Make this a little bit deeper. These are small thinnings, so, and look at that. All right. I'll go ahead and I'll come in here and do a little V cut right in there where we will put our little cane, the walking stick that he has. And let me get my V tool. And so I know during the time of Easter, I think about the blessings that I've received. Dad's been gone 30 years or so. Died right before my wife. Died in 1990, August of 1990. And my first wife died March of 91. So it was very not long after that she passed with cancer. Some rough times there, but the Lord sustained me through it, raised my son, who was very young when she died. I wish my son would have known his grandfather more, though. I wish he remembers him, but, there wasn't much to remember. I mean, I still try to keep his legacy alive for my son, that his father was a hero in World War II. He was not a hero in the sense that, he got rid of machine gun nest, but he was a hero to me in a sense that he even went through 4 years of a Japanese hell in prison camps and lived. That to me is a hero. All the men that went through that are heroes to me. To even be able to endure the punishment that the Japanese army put upon their prisoners. And I know that's all gone, you know. We're friends with Japan, but I refuse I refuse to say that history does not exist and it did not happen. Because it did happen, and war happened, and we're not going to take history away. So, well, we may try, but then, okay, there he is. Let me go ahead and just put a few fingers in there. Okay, let me wet him. Let me wet him real quick. I'll be right back, and we'll look at him. Just an enjoyable little project that you can sit on an afternoon and do. Oh shoot! Oh gosh! There it is. Look at him. I'll clean him up a little bit. So I do. I wet him and clean him up. Take your knife and you can get a lot of those fuzzies out of there and stuff like that. And there he is. And I'll paint him, show him to you. And this is just a little project. I'd like to get some 1/2-inch wood and try this also with it. But as I've told you now, please don't. These are small figures. Please don't do this if you're. I've got some like carving the first figure, and it's a larger thing, and it's out of a block of wood, so you can learn it and all that stuff. But I like to deal with these miniatures with a lot of people and how we do it. So we get that done, and you got your nice little figure here. And the reason I do a lot of miniatures is I have demand for a lot of miniatures. Family, friends, women they have these little cabinets, these little miniature cabinets, and they love to put little figures and little things in them. And remember how they had the little spoons and the little thimbles and all that other stuff at one time? Well, they've got these little miniature cabinets, even these little miniature shadow boxes that they put on the wall and stuff. And these little figures fit just perfectly in them. So I get from family and friends, I get a lot of demand for miniature work, and they just love it. So anyway, okay. Anyway, there we are, and there's our little piece. All right, well, we just had a nice little afternoon and sit and talk, and maybe we didn't solve all the world's problems, but that's okay. We never will. That's why one day it'll all be solved when I go home to be with the Lord, and that'll all be solved for me at that time. And I just let me do this. I always like to take my V tool, put a few little marks right there on that face, just to give a little texture, a little stuff. There you go. All right. And there we are. All right, well, God bless you now. Have a good day and be a blessing to someone. All right, goodbye.